Soft feel is the cornerstone of light and respectful horsemanship, in harmony with a horse that is attentive to his rider. Before going into details, make sure your horse has first developed softness and lightness from the ground. He should be able to back up lightly as soon as you reach toward the reins or the lead rope. His head should flex at the poll and tip slightly to the outside. The second prerequisite for obtaining this soft feel is the horse's ability to respond softly to lateral flexion. A light contact on the reins should be enough to bring his head right or left. Be careful not to pull on the reins. Just a gentle contact should be enough. I myself learned this concept while studying Buck Brannaman's Horsemanship, who named it soft feel. Riders often associate it with collection or with contact with the horse's mouth. But in doing so, the essential notions of softness and lightness are often lost. That's why I chose to keep that name, soft feel. It consists of obtaining a vertical flexion by softly lifting the reins. Your horse should respond smoothly to this request, flexing at the poll while keeping the head above the level of the withers. The result is that the horse rounds his back and engages the hindquarters underneath himself. In the end, you'll be able to maintain this soft feel and this posture for longer periods of time, through different movements, both forward and backward. This is the beginning of collection. The first step is to wait. Unlike what you often see in competition, you cannot force a horse to take on this flexion. You must give him the time to understand and to offer it. As soon as you feel that lightness at the poll, release the reins and reward your horse. Let me add here that using gadgets to lock a horse's head into a so-called collected position is useless. If this poll flexion doesn't come from the horse himself, but instead he is forced into it by constant pulling on the reins, you only create resistance in the mouth. This will result in a tense, nervous horse who gradually loses softness, lightness, and balance. So you can go ahead and throw away martingales and other torture devices. They serve no purpose in this kind of horsemanship. The second step is to carry the soft feel walking backward. Increasing the level of pressure will bring the horse to give at the poll, then shift his weight onto the hindquarters, and finally take a step back. Be very careful to release all pressure at each step, at the very moment his hoof leaves the ground. The goal of this exercise is to accustom your horse to use his hindquarters for transitions, to move forward, to stop, and to back up. In this way, your horse will remain attentive to your instructions and available at any moment. As you can see, poll flexion lifts the horse's back, engaging the hindquarters underneath, so that all of his energy is under control and at the rider's disposal. Feel free to start with the halter, since many horses won't understand this request at first. You also need to learn to control your hands in order to remain soft and light. If your horse starts to back up without giving it a pull, just wait and be patient. Widen your hands to keep him centered and give him time to find a place to stop. Be very precise, because the first moments where he discovers the soft feel will last only fractions of a second. So, be ready to notice and reward his effort right on time. Some horses tend to be sticky, heavy on the front end. You have two options: increase the level of pressure until you get a change, or create movement by pushing the hindquarters away, for example. In any case, never forget to release as soon as there is a response.